So this is the pound CAD end of day analysis for Tuesday 17th of October. Now let's just have a look at the charts. So I've just received a bullish buy signal on the pound against the on the 16th of October. So where do I see prices going on the pound against the CAD? So overall, the prices are meant to head upwards. Now we do have some turbulence ahead. We've got this 200 period moving average, which we have sold off from a couple of occasions now. But the overall structure of the market, let's just see if I have a brush. Overall structure of the market, we've got a lows out here. We've had a lows there as well, So we've had lows, lower lows, but we've got a higher low here. And let's just move this out of the way. Yeah, so we've had the lower lows, and now we've got a higher low here. Now the higher low is has just come after we've sold off a bit from the 200 period moving average, as can be seen there. But we've sold back down all the way to this orange line here, which is the 50 period moving average. So we sold off from 200, found support at the 50 period, and we appear to be going back up to test the 200. Now we have seen some selling in the market, but I suppose it is to be expected. Now if we do see, if prices do play out the way which we interpret them, and in line with the signal, we will likely get some consolidation. Let me just, can I, hold on a second here. If I click there. So what we could see is some consolidation. Oh, I guess this, let's delete that. This brush isn't behaving the way I want it to behave. But if we do see a bit of a, let's just get this off the charts. If we do see some consolidation for a break of the upside, we have to look up for where our upside targets would be. Now we did have a bit of turbulence here up at 69.58, so we'll be looking at that region there. 69.58, let's just have a look. 69.58, the reason we've got 69.58 marked out on the charts is primarily because of let's make it a bit smaller, this region here, as put in with the eclipse. We've got a bit of consolidation there, and if I get the eclipse out again, we did have let's just get this on the charts. We did have a bit of consolidation in and around that that one, but the most recent consolidation was around the 168.58. So we marked that out on the chart. We've got the 70. So also we've got where is that actually? We have seen prices reverse from the Brexit candle weekly low. So we'll have a look at that on the weekly chart. But overall, 169.58. That's, well, it's quite a bit away, but we'll be looking to see what prices do around there. I suppose a short-term target would be this most recent swing up here as well. See how prices react up at that swing for the long, yes, for the short-term long position. Now, where would the invalidation be? Usually the invalidation for this trading system remains at the candle's low, but due to the fact that we have had a bit of a doji candle placed, I'm going to put the invalidation at the most recent low, being around there at where the 50 period moving average is. If I change that to, say, a pink to say invalidation remains at 63.56 for the pound Canadian dollar long position. So let me just have a look at the monthly time frame and see where we are. So back in 2010 to 2014, we went into a very long period where the prices ranged. We did break out to the upside, and we have subsequently broken down on the Brexit news and the subsequent Brexit related uncertainty. Now, on a monthly chart, last month the selling stemmed. Previous to that, we had 4 consecutive months of selling, which was overall bearish for the pound against the Canadian dollar. But last month the selling was stemmed in and around, let's see where the low was, in around 158. We did have some buying around that 158 level previously in earlier this year, where we went as low as 157.36. So in around 158, 157, we have had some buyers step into the market. They appear to have stepped back in again, and we do appear to be in an area of support for a continuation to the upside. So if this candle, if the candle of October does finish bullish, I suppose we can interpret this as being a double bottom, and a further upside continuation would remain our target. Now, I suppose this will be a bit too far away for the end of day trade, but again, I'll be expecting prices to get all the way up to possibly that 174 level at some point, based on the strength of the pound and the strength of the reversal. So let's just have a look at the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, what can we see? We put in a almost like a triple bottom in prices of the pound against the CAD, and we appear to be putting in at present, based on the current weekly candle and the weekly candle previous to it, we appear to be putting in a higher low after seeing a run to the upside, strong sell-off. We appear to be putting in a higher low, which is a bullish sign on the weekly time frame. So overall, the monthly and the weekly do appear to support a bullish stance on the pound against the Canadian dollar. But I have mentioned it earlier, but I'll mention it again. We do have a lot of strong fundamental catalytic news coming out this week in relation to the pound. So there will likely be a lot of volatility in the pound, and depending how the market interprets information that's released in regards to the pound, we could see a shift and a break of the current structure, the bullish structure. So that should wrap up the pound CAD end of day analysis. So before I go, LCS, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching.